Oh my gosh, just to have that comparison is kind of blows us away. High School Musical was such a huge part, at least of my high school. Like, it was all I ever talked about. My sister had a Zac Efron cutout in her bedroom. You know, I think it's been such an amazing ride so far to be able to see the impact that Descendants 2 has had, and Descendants as well. So we just hope that people love it and that it means something to them.
Oh, Ken, he's incredible. He's the man. He's so wise. He's so full of incredible stories, and he's so knowledgeable. Like, just being around him, I feel like I'm taking time away when I'm speaking. I just want to listen to him because he's always saying something great.
So
you know what I mean? It's like,
so true. He's brilliant.
I think it's fantastic because it sets such a good. It's so great for young kids to see that you don't have to be perfect and that you can have flaws and nothing is perfect. We as people aren't perfect, and I think that's such a great example to set for kids. And when you put someone who's kind of the underdog, who's the not anti-hero, but just kind of unexpected hero, and you make them the hero, I think that's so fantastic, and it's really nice for young kids to see that that's possible.
Oh gosh, I adore Evie. Not only because she changed my life, but I love what she stands for. You know, in the first film, when you meet her, she's very much the daughter of the evil queen from Snow White, who is the most vain woman in the world. And she was raised, like a lot of girls are raised, to believe that we're defined by our reflection in the mirror, that we are superficial, and that we need a Prince Charming to give us our happiness, our happy ending. But she teaches girls the story of self-love. It's a story of knowing that you don't have to be more beautiful or want to be more skinnier or whatever it is, that what matters is what we have on the inside. It's the love in our hearts and the intelligence in our minds, that we're capable of doing whatever we dream of without a prince. So in the second movie, she's a successful fashion designer, and her story now becomes more of her unconditional love for others, and you really get to know Evie's heart, which I really love very much.
Oh, the new characters are fantastic. Yeah. We have Gil, the son of Gaston. Harry,
who's hysterical.
Who's fantastic.
He's hysterical.
Harry Hook, the son of Captain Hook, who is very evil.
Very evil.
Which is perfect.
Yeah.
And Uma, the daughter of Ursula. And honestly, they just, as soon as the new cast came to set, they really gelled with everybody. Yeah. And I think they really bring something to the table. And it's interesting because in the movie, like watching the movie, they're so similar to how we were in the first film. And it's kind of an interesting play on that and how people evolve and come to be, I guess. And it's cool because in this film, because of those characters, it takes us to the Isle of the Lost, which is something new also. And it's something new for everyone to see. Even for us, filming in the Isle of the Lost for the majority of the film was fantastic.
Amazing. A lot, you know, I feel like for Evie, it was her biggest fear to go back to the Isle. I think we were all really scared to go back to the Isle, but, you know, we decided to risk it all for our love for our best friend, Mal, to save her. Evie was really scared to go back because I think even though she was so happy in Oradon, she was really struggling to kind of forget who she really is and where she comes from. She was ashamed of kind of like the girl she left behind on the Isle. And when she goes back to the Isle, there's a really big storyline that goes on for Evie when she kind of realizes that she can't be ashamed of where she comes from, and more so that they left behind so many kids just like us who weren't given a second chance. And it kind of opens her eyes, and I don't want to give too much away, but it's a really beautiful moment.
I think we both can agree. It's going down the last, one of the last musical numbers of the film.
Big.
It's big.
Big number with sword fighting, where we actually were trained to sword fight professionally, dancing, singing, and acting. So it was a whole week long in this massive pirate ship in a green screen. It was amazing. So many lessons. You start with
Jay's lesson. Jay's message is very interesting. I think Jay represents just the guys. He's such a dude. He's such a guy's guy. Yeah. And he has to struggle between, or he's not really struggle, he has to kind of make a decision when the question of like equality comes into play, like for men and women, with Lonnie and his character. It's a very interesting little side message. But I think overall in the movie...
But it's probably one of the most powerful messages.
Yeah,
like that storyline,
it all turns into...
Yeah, it's really, really very feminist, and you know, he becomes the first guy on the team to allow a woman not only be a teammate, but to be a captain.
Right.
Which, you know, is incredible. So go, Jay!
Get it,
Jay! Actually, it's really cool. I feel like the message of the movie is quite feminist. Like, I feel like even the strong female characters, like Uma's daughter is a woman, Mal, Evie. Evie's storyline is, like I said, it's a story about how unconditional love will always triumph over evil. And I think also the greatest message that we all relate to the most is, the VKs, like you guys said, we're not the typical protagonist. We're flawed. We're the outcasts. We're the weirdos who don't fit in. And there's a really beautiful scene when we get back to the aisle, when we all sit down and we're like, we're never going to be the kids from Oregon, and that's okay. The world is going to love us as we are. That's kind of how the movie ends, with that tone of just,
Or does it?
loving who you are. Or does it?
Or not.
Or not. Or
Maybe.
yes.